Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream here. We have big earnings in about 15 minutes, guys. 15 minutes. We have big earnings with Google coming out. So, Google has some big earnings about to release. If we take a look here, looking at what Google's expected to report, we're expected $2.64 earnings per share, then revenue $111.13 billion. So they're expected some big earnings, as we can see. We do also have some other companies coming up. We have Qualcomm, which could be interesting. We have ARM, Elf, Snapchat. Those are the main ones. We also have O'Reilly, which I've always been a little bit interested in. So yeah. Let's take a look at Google right now. Google's down 2.06%, guys, right here. Let's go over to my valuation investing website. Let's take a look at my portfolio. Let me show you guys the portfolio right now because this is a big earnings for me. We have one of my largest position is Google. 33% of my portfolio is in Google. 23.18 shares. Average price of $150, and I'm up $4,200 on Google. So this is definitely a big earnings report for Google, and this could honestly make or break the stock, I believe. So that's my position on it. Let me show you guys my watch list and just show you where I would be buying more Google. Let's see where the watch list is. Let's scroll down here. Yeah, so Google, I need a 25% drop in the stock where I would want to add. That's my buy target, $250 per share. That would be where I'd want to buy Google, guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Are we excited for Google earnings? Are we excited? We're down 2% right now in Google. Also, big news. The market's really falling today, the NASDAQ mainly. We have the NASDAQ down almost 2%. It's coming from big losses in companies like Palantir, guys. Palantir down 12%. A lot of these companies, big software companies, are falling. Yeah. SMCI had a good earnings. AMD is probably the big one here, down almost 17% on the day. They report EPS of 93 cents. Up 210% year over year. Reported revenue up 34.1%. So, yeah, I think this guidance wasn't that good. Honestly, wait. For the first quarter of 2026, AMD expects revenue to be approximately $9.8 billion. I don't think that's that good compared to what they just reported, but let's go ahead and take a look at Google, guys. What do we all think Google's going to do? What are y'all predictions, guys? Google's down 2%. We have 7 minutes till the closing bell. Also, tomorrow before open, we have Shell, which isn't too big. Estee Lauder could be a big mover. We also have Bristol Myers Squibb, Hershey's. We have not huge companies, I would say, that are important, but tomorrow after the close is pretty big. Amazon. We have Amazon, we have MicroStrategy, and we also have Reddit that could be big. And then the next week coming up, let's see what we have next week. We have Spotify, Coca-Cola, Ferrari, Fiserv, S&P Global, CVS. Those are pretty big. Robinhood is pretty big here. Shopify, T-Mobile could be interesting. AppLovin, McDonald's, Cisco. Not huge earnings for next week. We also have Coinbase, Applied Materials, Arista Networks are pretty interesting companies. So we're just going to be waiting for Google's earnings, guys. Let's see what they're expected. This is what they're expecting to report here. Alphabet, let's see. 14% year over year revenue growth, strong growth in. So this was their this was their earnings call just a bit ago. What time is earnings? Should be about 4:05 is when they release normally. So there's been a lot of changes in their EPS forecast. They've really been increasing their revisions. As we can see, 16 analysts expect it to be higher than they were previously expecting. Revenues also pretty good. So they're expecting a pretty decent quarter. Yeah, they're expecting actually a huge quarter, guys. This is a big jump in revenue from just quarter over quarter, but the EPS is actually going to probably come in lower. I wish I could tell you guys what I think it's going to do. I have no clue. If anybody tells you they know what's going to happen, they're just kind of lying to you, if I'm being honest. I have no clue what's going to happen during earnings. So yeah. The only thing I'm worried about, guys, is just the big run up in the stock price. As we can see, look at this chart. Huge returns from Google. This is the big concern here for the company, because even if they beat and do pretty well, I still expect this stock to go under 300 if they do really good. They have to have a blowout quarter, like a blowout, to actually really rally. I think that's the main thing we have to look at. Other than that, I don't know if the stock's going to rally. I think you have to have an amazing quarter for Google to really rip up. That's my belief, guys. Okay, guys, we have 3 minutes till the bell closes, and then earnings report should be at 5. We also have other companies reporting, so we have to stay on the lookout for these companies. Let's go back to this week. How's the chair holding up after the pizza incident? Well, actually, we had to kind of replace it. We normally use 3 chairs at our table, so we have 4, but we normally only use 3, so we replaced that one with one that wasn't in use. So yeah, I might need to fix that. But here we go, guys. We have Google, Qualcomm, ARM, ELF, Snapchat. Those are the main ones we're going to be taking a look at. Nothing really else that I'm interested in, honestly. Let's see. We got 2 minutes before the market closes. Let's see Google. Hopefully we get a big rise in the stock price because, well, I'm a big owner. How's it going, Nimesh? How's it going? I own it. I'm sorry, I can't really pronounce that well. How's it going, everybody? Just showing you guys my position right now. Google, 23 shares at $150. So this is my largest position, guys. What's up, John? This is going to be big for my portfolio. If you watch my videos, I've said I believe Google can be the largest market cap company. We take a look at Nvidia. Nvidia's had a pretty bad day. $4.24 trillion market cap. Google is $4.02 trillion. So if Google gets above $350, then it's going to be the largest company on earth, guys. So here we go. The bell just closed. Let's see if anything happens. We probably have 5 minutes. If this skyrockets, we're going to have a big party, guys. This is my largest position in my portfolio, but if it goes down, well, might not be well. So let's see if anything's coming out yet. Probably not. Let's also just take a look at ARM and these other companies. Let's take a look at ARM. ARM isn't moving. Is Snapchat moving? Snapchat normally reports like right away. Snapchat not really moving. Let's fix this camera for you guys so you can see everything. Here we go. So you can see how much it's up or down. Google not moving yet. We have about 4 minutes till the earnings, guys. We're getting a little bump right now, but it doesn't mean anything. What other companies do we have? We have Elf and Qualcomm. Qualcomm just released earnings, and it looks pretty good. Let's see how the stock is reacting. Let's see Qualcomm. Qualcomm is falling a little bit, though, so that's interesting. Down 3%. Down. It's going down. Looks like their earnings did come in at a beat, but not as good as maybe we wanted for the company, so that's something to keep in mind. Qualcomm did just release their earnings. Let's refresh this, guys. So Qualcomm's the only one that has released so far, I think. We're waiting on Google. We're waiting on Snapchat. We're waiting on ARM. Those are the main ones for today. Snapchat is not really moving. Snapchat will have a huge move probably. Always does. ARM not moving also. Google right now is up 2%. Let's see if this is their earnings report. Here it's switching negative, guys. The stock isn't moving much. Did they report their earnings? Or do we just have buying and selling here before this earnings? The stock's down 1%, 2%. Down 2.5%. Yeah, my average cost is $150, guys. So Google right now is down 3%. Did they report their earnings? We don't have it here just yet. Should be coming up here. Here we go. Google really beat on revenue. I don't think that's the actual estimates. They beat on both revenue and earnings per share pretty darn well. Let's go over to StockTwits. Let's take a look at what people are saying. It looks pretty good, though. They came in at $113.83 billion versus $111 billion estimated. EPS $2.82 versus $2.63. Cloud revenue up 48%, guys. Google's down 5% right now, though. 5%. Google is falling. Google's tanking right now, even though it looks like their earnings was pretty good. Let's look up Google Investor Relations. Let's see what they had to say. I think most people were expecting this not to be good. The main reason for that is just let's see, is this their, I don't think this is their earnings. Do they not have it? They don't have it on here yet, guys. Wait, do they? Let's see. Here we go. Okay. This is the big thing here. Google 17% year-over-year growth, 750 million users, 60 billion in revenue from YouTube. Everything looks good. The Google Cloud growth 48%. 48%. So this is looking really good for Google. Revenues $402 billion for the year, up 15%. Quarter over year. So for the fourth quarter, year over year, 18% growth. Cost of revenues was pretty low, but research and development was a bit high. Total costs and expenses weren't too bad, guys. For the full year, 15%. We have revenues at 15%. So net income grew 32% here, guys. Diluted EPS, 34% growth. Everything looks pretty good with this earnings, honestly. I don't see anything bad right now. Google service revenues and operating income, everything looks pretty good. Google Cloud growth here, guys. 48% year-over-year growth. It is accelerating, guys. Here's the problem, though. Here is the CapEx spend in Q4 2025. This is probably where people did not want to see this. This is probably why the stock is kind of falling right now. We have Alphabet CapEx pretty high. At $27 billion, guys. That's pretty high for this company. We have free cash flow was down 1% year over year. That's probably just due to CapEx spend. So this earnings wasn't too bad. What were analysts expecting? Analyst CapEx Google. Analyst estimates. Analyst expectations Google CapEx. Let's see what they have to say. If there's anything big out. So for 2025, CapEx was in a range of 91 to 93 billion. If we go back here and we just round this a bit. So we have Q1, which is 17. Then we have about 22. Let's say 22. So 17 plus 22, we have 39 billion. Then we have 24 billion. So that's going to be 60, let's say 63 billion plus this 91 billion. It's still on their low end, guys. I don't see why this earnings was falling. Yep, the stock is now rebounding. I think people are starting to realize that this earnings was still a pretty good earnings, guys. I don't see anything wrong with this earnings. This was a pretty good earnings, if I had to say so. Let's see any other companies that came out here. Let's refresh this. ARM is down 10%, guys. ARM is tanking. Let's see if ELF had a huge beat. Let's take a look at ARM. ARM revenue was basically in line. ARM is falling right now, guys. Look at ARM. ARM is tanking. Let's take a look at ELF Beauty. ELF is doing pretty good, up 8%, 9% right now. Anything else big? Not really right now, guys. Is Snapchat out? I don't know if Snapchat's out, guys. Snapchat's not moving. Google is down 2%, so not moving too much. We have to wait for the earnings call. Yeah, I believe this earnings was pretty good, guys. What if you had to rate this earnings like on a grading scale, 1 out of 10, what would you rate this? Me personally, I would rate this 8 out of 10. This was a pretty good earnings. The CapEx was a bit high, but honestly, if we calculate exactly how much CapEx this was, they're expecting 91 to 93 billion dollars. So with that being said, if we take a look at this and let's get an exact amount for the full year CapEx, unless they have it in here, CapEx, this is the income statement, so they don't have it there. Let's go to let me get out of here. Let's go to the earnings release. And let's go to the actual earnings. Revenues were pretty good. Google search grew very fast. That looks good. Ads grew decently. The Google advertising, very good. Other bets, not really much. Let's scroll down to the free cash flow. Where's the free cash flow? Should be in here somewhere. CapEx. Where is it? Investing activity, financing. Guys, here's one big thing though. Look at this. Look at the comparison of how much they repurchased shares. They spent a lot less on repurchasing shares because the stock has been doing pretty good. So that is something to keep in mind. Okay, here's free cash flow. Let's just quickly do the math on this free cash flow. Let's scroll down here. Where is it? Okay, let's put this in a calculator. We got, let's see, 17,197. 197. We have plus 22,446. 23,953 plus 27,851. So they were actually on the lower end. It's turning up now. Oh, we're up now, guys. Google is now positive after this earnings. I truly think this earnings was pretty good. Their capex was less than expected. As we can see, analysts expect they're on the low end. Let's say they're on the low end of their capex, 91 to 93 billion. So it was on the low end. So that looks pretty good for the company here. Do we have anything big else? Total revenues. Guys, look at Snapchat ripping right now. Google is not really moving, which makes sense. I understand why Google's not moving much. The stock was so elevated that we need a blowout earnings to go higher. And it wasn't a blowout earnings. It was still very good, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't blowout to the point where we could still rally higher. But nonetheless, this was still a pretty good earnings. YouTube ads grew pretty fast. Subscriptions, let's see, Google services and revenue. So what's really carrying this is subscriptions, platforms, and devices, plus the Google search and others. So that we can see isn't really being affected by AI. The costs were pretty low for that. This revenue is growing insanely fast, guys. 18% year over year growth rate. It's just looking very good for this company. I love Google stock. That's all I got to say. The only thing is the valuation is a bit elevated right now, but the stock is flat, guys. The stock is flat right now. So if this is true, guys, if that's true that their capex staggering 170 billion versus street estimate at 120 billion, if that's true that that's their guidance, I can't find that anywhere. Let me see. Do they have the guidance anywhere? I don't think they have it on here. If it's actually expected to be that high, then I do understand why the stock isn't rallying. Yeah, guys. So the stock really isn't moving here. Snapchat not moving much. Snapchat still doesn't have earnings on here. Elf looks pretty good. Google's just sitting around. ARM, let's take a look at ARM again. It was falling, and it's still down a good amount, down 8%. So, something to keep in mind. This Google report was pretty good. I have no clue why they have their revenue expectations at 104 billion here. I don't think that's meant to be like that. I think this report was pretty good though. Let's see if we can find Google earnings. Can we find the guidance? Can't see it here. Yeah, guys, the Google Cloud growth was insane, so that's big. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Alphabet said it expects to spend 175 billion to 185 billion in capital expenditures in 2026, significantly up from 2025. The street estimate was 120 billion, so that is a huge increase in their capex potentially. So we have to keep that in mind with this stock. That's definitely why the stock isn't rallying right now. If they said that their capex was supposed to be right right at where they've been doing, right where analysts expected, we could have seen this stock rally insanely. But with that capex, it is pretty bad, honestly. That's a pretty bad for the Wall Street. A lot of people won't like that. But their Google Cloud came in very good, guys. If we have to go back, looking at Google Cloud, where is it? Google Cloud grew 48% year over year. 48%. 48%, guys. This is huge growth from Google Cloud. This is big. Everything looks good here. I don't see any red flags from this company. Besides that, guidance for CapEx could be a bit scary for people, but nonetheless, it looks pretty good. If that's just what I believe. And guys, if you're here, please click the like button while you're at it, please, or subscribe if you haven't already, please. That would be great. How much percent of cloud is their business? So if we go over to their cloud, it should be about 15%. But just because it's a small percentage of the business doesn't necessarily mean anything. Yeah, it's about 10 to 15% of the business. However, it's one of their main revenue growth drivers as of now. So that's why it's big for this company. It's where most of these big tech companies are turning towards for their growth numbers. So that's one thing you got to keep in mind. Google right now is down 2.5%. So it is going a little bit more down here, as we can see. Let's take a look at Google though on the website. I'm definitely happy about this earnings, if I'm being honest. Am I ecstatic? No, but I think it was still a decent earnings. Financial charts, we can see this company grows very well. Everything looks good for this company. 7-step stock analysis. Look at this, guys. We have all of them. 7 out of the 7 are key metrics. Let's make sure this is correct. Let's get this full screen. So here we have everything looks good for this company right now. Intrinsic value calculator, let's input some assumptions. They just grew 18% revenue growth. That could warrant potentially 12% growth from this company. And with we could do a 26, 28 PE ratio growing 12%. Let's just do 26 though. Future profit margin, we could stay here. I actually expect them to not buy back as much though. With this recent earnings, they said they didn't buy back as much this past year. With that being said, a 9% return from today's price. Where I want to buy this company, it's $250. That's where I would start adding more to my position. As we can see, I would get a 15% return. That is my main basis, around 13 to 15% to start a position in a company. And as we can see here, that is what it basically is. With Google right now, we are down 1%. ARM is crawling back up, surprisingly. That's pretty interesting. I think this earnings was pretty good, guys. Not going to lie. Let's see when is their earnings call? Let's see. So earnings call is in 10 minutes, guys. So we can listen to this earnings call. Let's make sure this volume is off. So let's do desktop audio is off. So yeah, the desktop audio is off right now. Let's go to the pre-event chat. So let's go ahead and potentially start listening to this earnings. Yeah. Let's make sure this is on, right? Let's try and have this here. So we do not have anything right now. The stock is down 1.67% still. We're waiting for this earnings call, and we're going to listen. We're going to take a listen to the earnings call. Once we have the earnings call out, we don't yet. So we're just waiting for the earnings call, guys. Let's start a poll. How many of you guys own Meta? Actually, I mean Google. What am I saying, guys? Let's see how many own Google. We have to wait for this earnings call. This earnings call could be big for the company. The stock is starting to go back down a little bit more, 3% now. It's definitely due to that CapEx is a lot higher than expected. Man, you owned a ton of shares at 85 and sold at 150. That's crazy. We're just waiting for this earnings call, guys. We have 6 minutes for the live event. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting, guys, for this. Let's see what Google's doing right now. Only down 1.36%, so it's not moving much at all, guys. Okay, guys, we have 4 more minutes to the earnings call. Let's go ahead and let's play some music right now. Just some chill music. As we wait for their earnings. As we wait for their earnings. Okay, everybody.
Of course.
Their earnings are coming soon.
Okay, wait a second. I think I got it. Hear me out. Maybe he isn't really lost.
What?
Maybe he's just sightseeing.
Look at him. Oh, yes.
Maybe he went to visit some.
Okay, the earnings are coming up right now, but we do have some ads, I guess, with the earnings call. So, yeah, we're just going to be waiting for a little bit until these earnings go live, and then I'll make it where we can hear. We're just waiting for the earnings, guys. Their earnings call. So yeah, we're just waiting right now. Nothing really moving as of right now, so we're just waiting. Google's only down 1% now, guys. See this? We're climbing back in the after hours. Let's see if... Let's wait for their earnings, though. Yeah, right now the earnings call, all it is ads or and music. So as soon as it turns into the actual earnings call, I will let you guys hear it. Let's just have the stock right here, guys. So here we go. Let's wait for this earnings call, guys. Okay, we have
At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. After the speaker presentation, there will be a question and answer session. To ask a question during the session, you will need to press star 1 on your telephone.
where you look for the earnings, just look it up anywhere online, basically.
Head of Investor
Almost
Relations.
every
Please
single
go
news
ahead.
place should have it.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, here
and
we go.
welcome
Here's
to
the earnings.
Alphabet's fourth quarter 2025 earnings conference call. With us today are Sundar Pichai, Philip Schindler, and Anat Ashkenazi. Now, I'll quickly cover the safe harbor. Some of the statements that we make today regarding our business, operations, and financial performance may be considered forward-looking. Such statements are based on current expectations and assumptions that are subject to a number of risks and uncertainties. Actual results could differ materially. Please refer to our Forms 10-K and 10-Q, including the risk factors. We undertake no obligation to update any forward-looking statement. During this call, we will present both GAAP and non-GAAP financial measures. A reconciliation of non-GAAP to GAAP measures is included in today's earnings press release, which is distributed and available to the public through our investor relations website located at abc.xyz/investor. Our comments will be on year-over-year comparisons unless we state otherwise. And now, I'll turn the call over to Sundar.
Thanks, Jim. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. It was a tremendous quarter for Alphabet. The launch of Gemini 3 was a major milestone, and we have great momentum. Alphabet annual revenues exceeded $400 billion for the first time. This quarter, Search continued to accelerate with revenues growing 17%. YouTube's annual revenues surpassed $60 billion across ads and subscriptions. Cloud significantly accelerated with revenues growing 48%, now on an annual run rate of over $70 billion. Backlog grew by 55% quarter over quarter to $240 billion, representing a wide breadth of customers driven by demand for AI products. We have over 325 million paid subscriptions across consumer services, with strong adoption for Google One and YouTube Premium. In addition, we have sold more than 8 million paid seats of Gemini Enterprise, which we launched just 4 months ago. And our Gemini app now has over 750 million monthly active users. We are also seeing significantly higher engagement per user, especially since the launch of Gemini 3 in December. Overall, we are seeing our AI investments and infrastructure drive revenue and growth across the board. To meet customer demand and capitalize on the growing opportunities ahead of us, our 2026 CapEx investments are anticipated to be in the range of $175 to $185 billion. Today, I'll provide an update on our AI progress and then share highlights from Search, Cloud, YouTube, and Waymo. First, AI progress across the full stack. Our unrivaled infrastructure serves as the bedrock of our AI stack. We have the industry's widest variety of compute options. That includes GPUs from our partner NVIDIA, who announced at CES that we'll be among the first to offer their latest Vera Rubin GPU platform, plus our own TPUs that we have been developing for a decade. In December, we announced our intent to acquire Intersect, which provides data center and energy infrastructure solutions. As we scale, we are getting dramatically more efficient. We were able to lower Gemini serving unit costs by 78% over 2025 through model optimizations, efficiency, and utilization improvements. Next, world-class AI research, including models and tooling. We offer the most extensive model portfolio in the world and lead across text, vision, and image-to-video LM Arena leaderboards. Gemini 3 Pro drives the state-of-the-art in reasoning and multimodal understanding. It has seen the fastest adoption of any model in our history. Since launch, Gemini 3 Pro has consistently processed 3 times as many daily tokens on average as 2.5 Pro. Our latest model powers Google Antigravity, our new development platform where agents can autonomously plan and execute complex software tasks. It already has more than 1.5 million weekly active users after launching just over 2 months ago. Our first-party models like Gemini now process over 10 billion tokens per minute via direct API used by our customers, up from 7 billion last quarter. Third, bringing AI to our products and platforms. We are shipping innovation at scale to bring helpful AI features to people everywhere. In January alone, we have launched personal intelligence in AI mode in Search and the Gemini app, introduced new features to Gmail and updated Veo, reimagined Chrome as an AI-first agentic browser through features like Chrome Auto Browse, announced Project Genie, which lets users create and explore interactive worlds generated in real time using Genie 3, our general-purpose world model. And we laid the groundwork for shopping in the AI era by introducing a new open standard for agentic commerce, the Universal Commerce Protocol, built alongside many retail industry leaders. Finally, from Android to Pixel, we are getting our best AI capabilities into people's hands. At CES, a range of partners, including Samsung, showcased how they are bringing Gemini to more devices, from XR to the living room and beyond. And to confirm the rumors, we'll be introducing our Pixel 10a to our best ever rated Pixel 10 series very soon. Turning now to key highlights from the quarter, starting with Search. Search saw more usage in Q4 than ever before, as AI continues to drive an expansionary moment. We have executed with incredible speed. We shipped over 250 product launches within AI mode and AI overviews just last quarter. We have integrated Gemini 3 directly into AI mode in Search. Now Search can better understand your query, dive deeper on the web, and generate interactive UI experiences. And last week, we upgraded AI overviews to Gemini 3, giving users a best-in-class AI response at the top of the search results page. We have also made the search experience more cohesive, ensuring the transition from an AI overview to a conversation in AI mode is completely seamless. These new experiences are proving to be more helpful and are driving greater usage. A few highlights. First, once people start using these new experiences, they use them more. In the US, we saw daily AI mode queries per user double since launch, and AI overviews continue to perform very well. Second, people are engaging in longer, more complex sessions. Queries in AI mode are 3 times longer than traditional searches. We are also seeing sessions become more conversational, with a significant portion of queries in AI mode now leading to a follow-up question. Third, people are searching in new ways beyond text. Nearly 1 in 6 AI mode queries are now non-text using voice or images. And Circle to Search is now available on over 580 million Android devices. Next, Google Cloud. Our growth in revenue, operating margin, and backlog highlights the strength of our entire portfolio. One, we are winning more new customers faster. We exited the year with double the new customer velocity compared to Q1. 2, we are also signing larger customer commitments. The number of deals in 2025 over $1 billion surpassed the previous 3 years combined. And 3, we continue to deepen our relationships with existing customers who are outpacing their initial commitments by over 30%. Nearly 75% of Google Cloud customers have used our vertically optimized AI, from chips to models to AI platforms and enterprise AI agents, which offer superior performance, quality, security, and cost efficiency. These AI customers use 1.8 times as many products as those who do not, enabling us to diversify our product portfolio, deepen customer relationships, and accelerate revenue growth. Our product line has multiple monetization levers spanning infrastructure, platform, and high-margin AI-powered products and services with 14 product lines, each exceeding $1 billion in annual revenue. We offer leading infrastructure for AI training and inference to our cloud customers, with the industry's widest variety of compute options, from our own 7th generation Ironwood TPU to the latest NVIDIA GPUs. Our 10-year track record in building our own accelerators with expertise in chips, systems, networking, and software translates to leading power and performance efficiency for large-scale inference and training. Our cloud AI accelerators serve the leading frontier AI labs, capital markets firms like Citadel Securities, enterprises like Mercedes-Benz, and governments for high-performance computing applications. We also offer our leading generative AI models, including Gemini, Imagen, Veo, Chirp, and Lyria, to cloud customers. In December alone, nearly 350 customers each processed more than 100 billion tokens. In Q4, revenue from products built on our generative AI models grew nearly 400% year over year, significantly accelerating from the prior quarter. Today, more than 120,000 enterprises use Gemini, including AI unicorns like Lovable and OpenEvidence, and global enterprises like Airbus and Honeywell. 95% of the top 20 and over 80% of the top 100 SaaS companies use Gemini, including Salesforce and Shopify. Gemini is becoming the AI engine for the world's most successful software companies. Leading enterprises are also driving strong demand for our enterprise AI agents. We have sold more than 8 million paid seats of Gemini Enterprise, our enterprise AI platform, to more than 2,800 companies, including BNY and Virgin Voyages, to streamline knowledge management and automate processes. Gemini Enterprise managed over 5 billion customer interactions in Q4, growing 65% year over year, for customers including Wendy's, Kroger, and Woolworths Group. Our integration of Gemini in Google Workspace is driving wins with global brands like Schwartz Group and public sector organizations like the U.S. Department of Transportation. We are also seeing momentum with independent software vendors. Revenue from AI solutions built by our partners increased nearly 300% year over year, and commitments from our top 15 software partners grew more than 16x year over year. Before moving on, I'm pleased that we are collaborating with Apple as their preferred cloud provider and to develop the next generation of Apple Foundation models based on Gemini technology. Up next, YouTube. I want to highlight 4 points. First, streaming. In the living room, YouTube continues to be the #1 streamer in the US for nearly 3 years, according to Nielsen. From the NFL to Coachella, YouTube is where people watch today's biggest popular culture moments unfold. Second, subscriptions. We continue to see strong subscription revenue growth across YouTube, particularly YouTube Music Premium. We'll soon launch new YouTube TV plans, bringing more choice and flexibility to subscribers with over 10 genre-specific packages. And the NFL has seen strong NFL Sunday Ticket subscriber growth with YouTube, with the highest paid subscriber number ever in the history of the product. Third, podcasts. To illustrate YouTube's popularity, in October 2025, viewers watched over 700 million hours of podcasts on living room devices, up 75% from just a year prior. And fourth, AI is transforming the YouTube experience for both creators and viewers. On average, every day in December, over 1 million channels used our new AI creation tools to supercharge their creativity. During that same month, more than 20 million viewers used our new Ask tool, powered by Gemini, to learn more about the content they watched. And finally, Waymo. This week, Waymo raised its largest investment round to date and is well positioned to continue its momentum with safety at the core. In December, we surpassed 20 million fully autonomous trips and are now providing more than 400,000 rides every week. Waymo continues to expand its service territory. Its sixth market, Miami, launched 2 weeks ago, and Waymo will soon expand its service to multiple cities across the US and in the UK and Japan. The team has made incredible progress on important capabilities, including opening up public service to airports and freeways. In closing, 2025 was a fantastic year for the company, A big thanks to our employees and partners worldwide. We are really well positioned going into 2026. Now, over to Philip.
Thanks, Sundar, and hello, everyone. I'll cover performance for Google services for the quarter, then structure the rest of my remarks around the great progress we're delivering across search, YouTube, and partnerships. Google services revenues were $96 billion for the quarter, up 14% year-on-year, primarily driven by accelerated growth in search. Adding some further color to our results. The 17% increase in search and other was led by broad strength across all major verticals, with retail particularly strong. On YouTube, the 9% growth in advertising revenues was driven by direct response. Network advertising revenues were down 2% year-on-year this quarter. Starting with search and other revenues, which delivered over $63 billion in revenue for the quarter. Sundar mentioned the expansionary moment for search. The same is true for ads. We're investing in AI to drive significant improvements across all areas of marketing. We're expanding the entire playing field that advertisers can compete on. AI gives businesses the ability to reach more customers in more places than ever before. Gemini uniquely positions us to bring the transformational benefits of AI to ads in 3 critical areas for our customers: ads quality, advertiser tools, and new AI user experiences. First, ads quality. We've been deploying Gemini models to improve query understanding at a rate of almost a launch per month for the last 2 years. These improvements drive better query matching, ranking, and quality, making search ads even more effective. With Gemini across our ads quality stack, we evaluate relevance with greater accuracy than with previous generations of models. This has significantly improved our ability to systematically deliver more helpful, high-quality ads, contributing to a meaningful reduction in irrelevant ads served. Gemini's understanding of intent has increased our ability to deliver ads on longer, more complex searches that were previously challenging to monetize. Gemini models also have a significant impact on query understanding in non-English languages, expanding opportunities for businesses to scale globally. Second, we're building more agentic actions into our advertiser tools. Businesses can now leverage Gemini in conversational experiences within Ads and Analytics Advisor to identify and run recommended actions such as generating new campaigns. Advertisers use Gemini as a real-time partner to assemble creatives. In Q4 alone, they used Gemini to create nearly 70 million creative assets via text customization in AI Max and PMax. For instance, Aritzia, Canada's premier fashion house, used AI Max to find new high-value customers that traditional strategies miss, delivering an 80% incremental uplift in conversion value for Q4. L'Oreal, one of the first alpha testers, used AI Max in 2025 across 800 unique campaigns in 23 countries and 30 brands. AI Max enabled the L'Oreal Group to maximize its presence across the full consumer journey, fuel its consumer growth, and increase revenue for DTC brands like NYX by 23%. The third area is how we monetize new AI user experiences in search. We have significantly increased our focus on AI mode and are in the early stages of experimenting with AI mode monetization, like testing ads below the AI response, with more underway. For example, we announced direct offers, a new Google Ads pilot, which will allow advertisers to show exclusive offers for shoppers who are ready to buy directly in AI mode. This new type of sponsored content uses AI to match the right offer provided by the retailer to the right user. As Sundar mentioned, we are building the era of agentic commerce and working with our partners to introduce the Universal Commerce Protocol in our consumer products and across the web. We've received tremendous feedback from the industry. Soon, people can use a new checkout experience to buy directly in AI mode and Gemini from select merchants.
Guys, so far
Turning now to YouTube, which remains the #1
I
streamer
feel like
in
it's
the US
not
for nearly
too much
3
that
years,
we
according
really
to
need
Nielsen.
to worry about right now.
YouTube creators
There's
are
not a lot
providing
of
an unmatched breadth of
important
content.
data going on
Our
right now. So
investment
with
in
that
AI
being said, I
innovation
think
across
I'm going to end the
creativity,
stream
viewing
here.
experience, and
Thank you all for watching the stream. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, just thank you for supporting me, and have a good night, everybody.